So let's talk about the new Terrifier 3 trailer, which just got released. This movie will be coming out this October. It actually is the opening night film, one of them for Fantastic Fest. So in about a month's time, people will already have watched this, and we will definitely see if the hype was worth the wait. But this is one of those movies that I'm telling you, it's just been a divisive thing in the horror community itself. People don't really vibe with it. People don't care for it, and some people absolutely loved it. I'm curious to know where you stand with the Terrifier films, but let's get into the trailer itself and everything we know. So the synopsis reads, after surviving Arthur Clown's Halloween massacre, Sienna and her brother are struggling to rebuild their shattered lives. As the holiday season approaches, they try to embrace the Christmas spirit and leave the horrors of the past behind. But just when they think they're safe, Arthur Clown returns, determined to turn their holiday cheer into a new nightmare. So you have Lauren LaVera returning as Sienna, you have Samantha Scafidi returning as Victoria Hayes, Elliot Fulham returning as Jonathan Shaw, Chris Jericho's in this again and he is returning as Burke, and of course you have Arthur Clown returning once again. I'm excited for this because I'm curious to see what they want to do with this one. I watched the first one like 2022, back when the second one was going to release, so I watched that one in preparation for Terrifier 2. I thought it was okay. I thought that the practical effects and everything are definitely the highlights of these films. I think the second one as well had some very interesting shots. I really like the vibes of it, that 80s retro style to it. I did think it was a little bit too long for my own personal liking. And I'm not against long movies, but I just felt like Terrifier 2 sort of lost steam. It kind of regained it towards the end, but in that middle part, it was kind of like losing me a bit. But I'm always excited to see David Howard Thornton as Arthur Clown, such a brilliant actor with this character, considering the fact too that David did go to mime school, I believe. So that definitely adds a lot to his portrayal of Arthur Clown. Now, in this trailer, what we see is that Arthur Clown is back. It's Christmas time, and Sienna is needing to go back to the Terrifier, of course, was a big deal in Terrifier 2, and we'll talk about theories and all of that about what this could actually mean and the more of the lore, because Damien Leone, who is the director and the writer of the film, did say that this film would explore more of that lore that we came to sort of find out about in Terrifier 2, so I'm curious about that as well. And I really did think that this trailer does look like the budget is definitely budgeting, as people would say, because it looks a lot better. I really like this picture right here, or still, if you will, of Arthur Clown with the holiday cookies right there in the milk. Now, I really do think that this is giving us a lot of Black Christmas vibes as well, which I think is one of the best horror movies made in a while. So I'm excited about that aspect of it. Victoria Hayes seems to have a bigger role in this than we've ever seen before, which I think is dope considering the fact that they're expanding the lore a little bit more. And of course we see this gimp, or whatever you want to call them, there. I'm not entirely sure who that is. It's giving me a House of a Thousand Corpses vibes to it, and we'll definitely see what that means. And you know, some of these pictures might have to be blurred, I feel. Chris Jericho, of course, right there. I feel like this is going to be the beginning of the film, especially since we saw at the end of the film that Arthur Head's Clown came back through Victoria Hayes. But we'll see. Could this be something else that's being brought into this world? Are we about to see like some Cenobites action here in this film with more demons or whatever coming to try and help Arthur Clown finally finish off Sienna? We shall see. But overall, I am curious about the film. I think that it definitely has an interesting flair to it with the holiday spirit and all of that, and we are going to be seated for this, hopefully. I'm not too entirely sure if we're going to be watching it at the premiere or not, but I would definitely think that we will be hearing a bunch of reviews and reactions coming out of Fantastic Fest for it, considering the fact that it's such a big title to play there. Terrifier 2 did play at Fantastic Fest 2022, but you know, we shall see. I definitely am excited for whatever the case may be with Terrifier 3, just to see what do they want to do with this. And I don't think that this will be the end of it either. If they're talking about expanding the lore with this one, it sounds like we're just getting started with Arthur Clown. And you know, it's a series that I've said before I think could sort of rival Friday the 13th and go on for many parts, and it's curious to see Damien Leone still doing it. And that's not a bad thing per se, because I think that it's always great, like Don Mancini with Chucky and all of that. It's something that I just think is a great thing to see sometimes, that somebody just really feels so passionate about the creation that they've made that they want to continue on with it and not stop. So we'll see what happens with Damien Leone's Terrifier and how this movie will do. The trailer I thought looked great. It definitely has a lot more budget going into it, considering if you watch how Terrifier the first one looked and all of that, which still looked good for its budget. I think that's always a big thing about these films, is that they make their budget work 100% because the films still look good. The effects are definitely really amazing as well, and we'll just see. Like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of the second Terrifier film. I thought that the length of the film kind of like hindered it, and I was like, okay, let's get to it, you know? Like, I'm cool with them wanting to showcase the practical effects and all of that, but I felt like that bedroom scene was just like a lot, and not in a way where it was like gross and all that. It was just like, it just dragged on a bit for me. But we shall see. This one's a bit shorter. We shall see how this movie is. So it seems that this movie is probably taking place right after, as we're already in Christmas time, and we see Art the Clown as well in all of their glory. One of Sienna's friends talking about how she survived Art the Clown and how did that feel as well, right before she and another guy are brutally attacked by Art the Clown with a chainsaw, wearing some Santa dress up as well as some sunglasses. So we shall see how exactly this scene turns out, because I think this is the scene right before Art the Clown goes into the mall to become the Santa of sorts. Sienna and her brother are talking about Art the Clown returning, as well as Sienna needing to return to the Terrifier to get the weapon that is used to take out Art the Clown, and it looks like that's where she's going to come across those House of a Thousand Corpses type looking people, whatever, the Gimp. Victoria Hayes as well, like I said, looks to have a bigger role here, and it's always menacing. I think Victoria Hayes is the scariest thing in the whole Terrifier series, honestly. It always gives me chills whenever she comes up on the screen. But I'm curious for what this scene will entail, because we see Art the Clown and he looks like his head's bigger than his body. Maybe he's weak at this point, right? Or he's just barely growing his body. We don't know. We don't know if he's using his whole body or not, but a lot of shining references right here. And that's already giving me vibes of something we're going to see at the Alamo Draft House with Terrifier 3 being there. It's going to be something that's going to be recreated. No doubt about that in my mind. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on Terrifier 3 if you're going to be watching this movie, or did you not like any of the other two movies and you're just completely skipping out on this one, and we'll just hear about the reactions and maybe read up about it. Let me know in the comments down below if you're excited or not. But anyways, as always, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. We're going to be breaking down the Sonic 3 trailer as well today, and we will also have a video talking about the first initial reactions for Beetlejuice, which just premiered at Venice Film Festival, and it sounds like this could be a new hit, but we'll see. Anyways, as always, make sure you follow us on our website, www.culturelixir.com, as well as our Instagram at @thecultureelixir, which you can find down below. You can also find us on TikTok at cultureelixir as well. But I'll see all of you next time. We're on the road to 35,000 subscribers. We're about to hit the end of the month. Can we at least get to 33,500? That would be pretty cool if we can hit at least that. And we will try to hit 35,000 before the end of September. But anyways, as always, that is going to do it for me. Art the Clown, is that somebody that you want to go see in theaters, or are you totally skipping out on this one? Apparently there was a scene that was so gruesome or horrific that the actor almost threw up who plays Art the Clown. We don't know how much validity there is to that just yet. Apparently it's something that's been talked about, but we shall see once the movie's released if this movie really pushes those boundaries or not. But anyways, as always, I'll see y'all next time. Stay safe, stay positive.